A mother of two perishes when her car crashed and burned last night. We'll tell you why Belmopan is grieving the loss of Jessica Huchner. And Guatemala's foreign minister came to Belize today. We'll tell you why. Plus, Pop Khan in Belize tonight. We spoke with him at the airport. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Friday, May 24th, 2019. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indira Kran.
Wow. Oh my God, she drunk. What the hurry? I got this. Goodness. Oh my gosh, it's still the artist.
Being the hardest. The artist. But you had way more than 2 drinks tonight, love, which is a legal limit to drive. What about you? Can you drive?
Well, I was drinking soft drink all night, so I can drive her home. Aw, thanks, Bree. Of course, Tricia. You know I got you. You're my girl.
That's what I like to see. Friends don't let friends drive drunk. Cause you can't be replaying a real life. Stig says so. Can't replay in a real life.
You never know when it might happen. You can't afford to take chances with your safety. You can't afford to take chances with your life. Because you never know when it might happen. Always be safe, because you never know.
A mother of 2. A mother of 2 was killed in a terrible accident last night. 35-year-old immigration officer Jessica Huchner was heading to her Belmopan home after 10 when she rammed into a Freightliner. After that massive impact, her SUV exploded into flames with her trapped inside. Courtney Weatherburn has the story.
The scene near mile 11 on the George Price Highway was still active this morning around 8, when the Freightliner company workers were clearing the road and towing one of the 2 wrecked trucks. Unhinged and mangled truck and vehicle parts and shattered glass were scattered on the side of the highway. But this scene only tells half of the story. The other side, which is the most chilling and devastating, played out inside what used to be an SUV. Last night after 10, Jessica Huchner died inside this vehicle after it crashed into the Freightliners and erupted into flames. Huchner's sister-in-law, Debbie Wade, was one of the relatives on the scene.
When I got there, I was hoping to see an ambulance, because if you see an ambulance coming, you know that there's still somebody's alive, but nothing. When we got there, it was just a lot of police officers, and there was a big container on the left, and then there was on the right, and then there was a big box truck on the left, and then her vehicle was in the middle of the highway, and it was just unrecognizable. It was just a ball of metal, and they had already taken her out of the wreckage, and she was already dead, so there was nothing, absolutely nothing that anybody could do.
According to the family, Huchner was driving to Belmopan. She had stayed back to work late in the city. She went to hang out with some friends after, and then she was homebound. Our information is that as Huchner was driving towards Belmopan and the 2 Freightliners were heading towards Belize City, she apparently clipped the back wheel of this white truck and then rammed into the front of this truck that was right behind the white one. Today, the fire department gave their report based on their assessment.
She apparently made an attempt to overtake a trailer that she was trailing when she came in head-on collision with an oncoming trailer in the opposite direction. The collision resulted in the vehicle exploding to fire, and she subsequently died from the blaze. Speed is a definite factor. That's the key variable, how fast she was going, tied with how fast the trailer was going. But nonetheless, the impact will definitely have a devastating results whereby she would have been trapped, probably pinned down, cannot free herself. Had the fire not taken place, there's a possibility that she would have lived, maybe not, it all depends. Was that the contributing factor prior to her death? You're right, we don't know, and I won't speculate. I will definitely leave that to the forensic. It's a tragedy, and I'm still shaken up by it.
And the family, as well as many of her Belmopan friends, are beyond shaken up by the tragic loss.
Jessica was always a ball of fun, and always, she was really headstrong, but in a good way. I don't know how to explain that to you. Like, she knew what she wanted. She was a single mom. She, going back to school and just doing everything she needed to do for herself and for those kids, and just always wanting to have a good time and enjoy life. And I'm so glad that's the way she was, because now that this has happened, and she's so young, she's the life of the party in a very good way, like sarcastic, but in the most endearing way, and just the best sister-in-law I could ever ask for. She and I are more than just that. We're like sisters, and she have her issues and I have my issues. We call each other. We move around together, everything. So she's going to be greatly missed, and I can't even start to think about my nephew and my niece, how we're going to deal with that situation, and them moving on from this.
Reporting for 7 News, I'm Courtney Weatherburn.
Hushner leaves behind 2 young children, one 12, the other 4. She had just returned to work on Monday from study leave. She was pursuing her bachelor's at the University of Belize. Her mother lives in London, and she will arrive in Belize on Sunday. Now, the family has experienced tremendous loss over the years. Hushner's brother drowned many years ago. Then, in 2005, Hushner's sister Elizabeth also died in an accident on the Western Highway. Their father also passed away recently due to natural causes. In terms of the investigation, police say the drivers of both freight liners were issued with notices of intended prosecution. Jessica Hushner was loved and cherished by many of her jovial spirit and love for life. She had many friends in Belmopan. We spoke to her neighbor and close family friend, former mayor of Belmopan, Simeon Lopez. Lopez and the Hushners lived right next to each other on Nargusta Street for many years. Today he told the media how he found out about the heartbreaking news, and he reminisced about the close relationship they all had.
Well, it's just, I think, by accident that my grandson was coming from Belize City around that time, and then when he texted me, he said he's in traffic on the road, and they have run into an accident, and so they were delayed for a while. And then he found out whilst waiting that it was Jessica. And I said, oh my, we were talking by messages, no, on the phone. That was about 11:15 last night. And I said to him, oh my goodness, please find out and confirm. And then he messaged me a few minutes later and said it has been confirmed that it's Jessica. So it was difficult for me. I think even my wife to fall asleep again. After that, we just thought about the number of tragedies that this family has endured, and so we just thought about them, and I think prayed for them. I know the family, all of them since birth, even Jessica too, who just passed away from the time she was born. Even the oldest one, from birth, I knew them, and they grew up right at number 13 Nargosta Street, and I am 14 Nargosta Street, so it's right across from me. Her mother was a teacher at Belmopan Comprehensive School while I was there as well, and the father is a good friend of mine. He used to work at Development Finance Corporation. He's now deceased. So they were good neighbors, and I know them a long, long time.
We will also follow up with police next week for further comment on this case. When we come back, we'll tell you why the Guatemalan foreign minister was in Belize today. Don't go away.
price data packages. You can live more moments, enjoy more adventures, capture the best moments with Smart. It's all about smart data.
Turn it up, Yo, not tell me you stay up all night to watch videos. How your data no burn out yet?
Did you super bonus data plans?
What?
They just new super bonus data plans. They give you triple the data and you could use most of your bonus and some primary credit. So you could burn out your bonus credit plan data bonus finally.
Go buy the new Digi Super Bonus Data Plans and you could burn out your bonus credit and data. You're welcome. Digi giving you even more with 4 new data plans.
Fantasy 5, the biggest game in Belize, continues to do it bigger and better than any other. Fantasy 5 pays out $500 for matching 4 numbers and $25 for matching 3 numbers. Match the letter drawn and claim your free ticket. Get all 5 numbers drawn in game night and you are the winner of the jackpot plus the accumulated amount. It is without a doubt Fantasy 5 is the best. Fantasy 5 continues to draw live on Belize Into the Bone and Channel 7 every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at 8 p.m. It's the best game in Belize. Fantasy 5. We bring entertainment and dreams into people's lives.
Customers, check this out. Imagine you plus 4 of your friends party in front stage, ultra VIP style at $300 bar tab. Plus, get to meet and take pictures with the unruly boss Popcorn. Yes, wicked. It's the ultimate popcorn experience. 2 lucky Digi customers plus 4 of their friends will win this wicked experience. Just text the word Digi, that's D-I-G-I, to 946 to win this ultimate experience. Only $1 per text. The more you text, the more chances you have to win. So start texting to win this all-access ultra VIP experience to Popcorn Concert, drawing date is Tuesday, May 21st at 12 noon. The ultimate popcorn experience, courtesy Digi and the Office of the Music Ambassador.
We all look forward to enjoying those golden years after a life of dedication and hard work. Thanks to Social Security Board, we can enjoy life with a peace of mind, knowing that our savings are there for us now. A retirement benefit is a return on the investment you have made through your SSB contributions. The benefit is either a grant or a pension. If you have at least 26 contributions, you can receive the one-time retirement grant. If you have 500 or more contributions, you will receive the pension, which is a monthly payment. You can claim within 13 weeks of retirement if you're between the ages of 60 and 64 and not employed, or as soon as you're 65. We encourage persons approaching retirement age to check on their contribution history. Want to know more about retirement benefit? Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Of moms everywhere, enjoy these special savings from Central TV and Internet. Get 1 month free service when you sign up for cable or internet and 1 month free Diva 3 rental when you bundle. Want to give mom an extra special package this Mother's Day? Then visit our Facebook page to find out how your mom can participate in our Next Gen Mom photo contest. Join the Next Gen family today and let's celebrate mom together. Some restrictions apply. Next Gen, powered by Central TV and Internet.
Since May 8th, when Belizeans voted yes to go to the ICJ, this country entered another phase of relations with our Guatemalan neighbors. We still have a territorial dispute, but we're no longer hoping for a breakthrough in negotiations or praying that the Guatemalans will magically drop the claim. We're taking it to court for the judges to decide definitively in the next 3 to 5 years. Today, the first meeting of this new era was held on Belizean territory at the Las Adjacencies Zone Office, which is at the Benque Viejo border. The media wasn't invited, but Jules Vasquez has put together a story with information and video from the government press office.
Guatemalan Foreign Minister Sandra Jovel pulled up at the Adjacency office, which is in Belizean territory, at about 10:30 this morning. She was first greeted by Director David Benavides. From there, she shared a warm and cordial embrace with Belize's Foreign Minister Wilfred Elrington and Belize's Ambassador to Guatemala and the co-agent to the ICJ, Alexis Rosada. Diplomatic niceties aside, all sides seemed more relaxed after successful referendums in both countries. And inside, they were joined by Belize's agent to the ICJ, Assad Shoman. The delegations of 5 on each side sat down in the Adjacency Zone office where, according to a press release, Minister Elrington updated Minister Jovel on Belize's referendum. Minister Jovel congratulated Belize on the successful referendum, which now paves the way for the case to be heard at the court. The two ministers agreed to jointly brief the members of the OAS next month in Washington, D.C. They also agreed to make arrangements to apprise the group of friends of the Belize-Guatemala process, including the next steps to bring the claim before the ICJ. And for most of us, this is the most important part. Quote, Minister Elrington reiterated the need for confidence-building measures for the Sarstoon River in order to minimize tension and to avoid conflict. The statement ends by saying the ministers reaffirmed their commitment to working together to strengthen bilateral relations. It doesn't sound like quite a yes to the protocol, but they ended smiling and with a handshake, which the OAS director made sure was extra hearty. On the Guatemalan side, accompanying Jovel were her Vice Minister, Ambassador Luis Fernando Carranza, Guatemala's ambassador to Belize, George de la Roche, the first secretary at the Embassy of Guatemala, David Vargas, and Ambassador Marco Tulio Chicas, executive secretary of the Sovereignty and Domain Unit, Guatemala.
Joining Minister Elrington on Belize's contingent were Ambassador and ICJ co-agent Alexis Rosado, Agent Asad Shoman, Aisha Borland, the Director of International Affairs, and Ambassador Patrick Andrews, the CEO in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In other diplomatic news, Belize continues to enjoy support of the ACP group of countries, which is again pressing Guatemala for that Sarstoon Protocol. ACP stands for African, Caribbean and Pacific, and it comprises 79 member states from 3 continents, which make the 40% of the United Nations. On a regular basis for the past few years, they have been putting out resolutions supporting Belize's sovereignty, which puts enormous international pressure on Guatemala. And this week there's one more. The ACP Council of Ministers held their 109th session in Brussels, Belgium, on Tuesday and Wednesday. Dylan Vernon, Belize's ambassador to the European Union, attended that session with the support of the diplomatic staff of the Mission of Belize. The ACP group adopted a resolution which reasserts the steadfast commitment of the 79 member states to the territorial integrity, sovereignty, and security of Belize in the context of Guatemala's claim. The ACP ministers also commended Belize for the democratic manner in which voters said yes to taking the territorial dispute to the ICJ. On the topic of the Sarstoon River tensions, the ACP Council of Ministers expressed its concern about the unfriendly actions pursued by Guatemala at that southernmost border. The ACP Council also called on Guatemala, quote, to engage with Belize to formulate a cooperation mechanism for the Sarstoon, end quote. Lastly, the ACP Council called for continued support from the international community for the important role of facilitation that the Organization of the American States plays in implementing the confidence-building measures between the two states. When 7 News was in The Hague, Netherlands, in November of last year, Ambassador to the European Union, Dylan Vernon, underscored the importance of the ACP as a means of keeping the pressure on Guatemalans.
In the case of where I am in Europe, the African, Caribbean and Pacific group of states, we have been getting support from these groups to pressure Guatemala to agree to the protocol for the use of the Sarstoon River. This is important for several reasons. One, we are letting the world know that there was a commitment made that is not being honored by Guatemala to have a protocol on how we use the Sarstoon. Two, we want to get away from any perception that Guatemala is trying to establish facts on the ground. And most importantly, we can use these resolutions that support Belize's position that we must have a protocol on the Sarstoon to lobby our friends and allies, member states of the European Union and others, and eventually also use them to show that Belize has made every effort it can to get the Guatemalans to agree to a protocol. ACP resolutions and declarations give us basically a high moral standing in the world. We have the solidarity of all these nations, and we use this again when we talk to our friends in terms of urging, for example, the European Union to provide support to the OAS office in the adjacency zone. So these are very important things for Belize to be doing in the context of our foreign missions.
We spoke to Vernon at The Hague in the Netherlands, which is about 2.5 hours from his embassy in Brussels. But the Guatemalans have an embassy in Brussels, and they also have one in The Hague. We asked Vernon whether Belize will be able to keep up with the Guatemalans.
Although we tend to punch above our weight, are we hopelessly outmanned in terms of feet on the ground and brains working on this issue?
I would say that, the most important thing you said was that we punch above our weight. Brussels is only 2.5 hours away by car, so we can get here rather quickly. But I would suspect that if and when we do have a case before the ICJ, that we will have to have some sort of presence here on a more regular basis. But we do, as a foreign mission, and I think this is true for foreign missions all over the world that Belize has, we do have a punching above our weight approach where I think we get our messages out. Clearly, we could have more, but we stand our own.
That interview was conducted before the yes vote. Belize does not plan to open up an embassy at The Hague. Agent Asad Shuman said he doesn't believe it is necessary to incur that cost when a sustained presence in The Hague will only be required sporadically. Corozal police found more than half a pound of crack hidden in a drain at around 7:40 a.m. yesterday. Officers were on an operation which took them to Dangriga Street. Acting on intelligence, they searched under a culvert, and that's where they found 15 pieces of crack in 3 bags. They weighed it, and it amounted to 253 grams, or 8.9 ounces. No one was in the area, and so the crack was properly sealed and deposited as found property. Contraband carrots are in circulation, and the Ministry of Agriculture is urging the public not to buy it. The ministry says that no recommendation has been given to anyone to import carrots. Local farmers started harvesting in December of 2018, and they will supply the domestic market until the end of June 2019. These farmers are from La Gracia, El Progreso, and San Antonio in the Caya district, and Roseville in Stan Creek district. A press release says, quote, the ministry encourages consumers to support the purchasing of local products. The only time when the recommendation for importation is given is when there is a deficit in production and the local demand is not met. Contraband carrots are regularly smuggled in from Mexico at illegal border crossings on the Rio Hondo. We take a break now, but when we come back, you'll hear from the dancehall reggae artist Popcorn. Don't go away.
For drivers on any road to be safe. Unfortunately, there are times when accidents cannot be prevented. It saddens me, and it saddens a lot of people when families have to face the hard reality of the loss of a loved one.
Sometimes accidents are beyond our control. It's not easy thinking about the unthinkable, but we must be prepared for the unexpected. Let RF&G Life Insurance Team assist you in planning for your future. Insure your life today to guarantee your family's security tomorrow. Call us at 221-5143 or visit our website at rfnglife.com. RF&G Life Insurance Company, the life company, because in life, it pays to get it right.
Well, son, ever since DigiNet introduced the DigiNet Boost plans, their speeds are unbeatable.
What's a Boost plan?
To boost your DigiNet plans means for as low as $10 more, you get double your speed. Fastest in the entire country.
Only $10 and you get double? Whoa, even I can afford that. Ida DigiNet Boost.
Upgrade to DigiNet Boost today. DigiNet Basic customers are automatically upgraded. DigiNet Double and Triple customers can contact us at 0800 DigiNet to keep enjoying double DigiNet speeds.
Bird's Eye Entertainment presents A Night Down Memory Lane. Please get ready to go back in time with the best music of yesterday on Saturday, May 25th at the Bird's Eye. Fresh from Jamaica, bringing you down memory lane, Keith Lynn. Belize's legend, the mighty Lord Rayburn. And the energetic Henny Gladden, backed up by the New Creation Band. Admission only $30. Doors open at 9 p.m. until 3 a.m. So make it a date and don't be late. A Night Down Memory Lane, Saturday, May 25th at the Bird's Eye. Sponsored by Travelers Liquors, Smart, Bowen & Bowen, Smiling Meats, Love FM, RFNG Insurance, and 4-Way Stationery and Internet Cafe.
Chicken Bowl, it's so peaceful. The scarlet macaws, they feel so free here. For this small time I'm here, I believe it's just amazing.
It's not easy, but if we are not doing this, I could imagine 10 to 15, 20 years, these things will be done. That's one important thing, to protect them for our future generation.
Cry for me, don't shed a tear. I've been set free, no need to fear. God spoke to me, my time had come. He made a way to bring me home. Don't cry for me, my pain is gone forever. Don't cry. Been made whole. Don't cry for me, we'll soon be back together. Don't cry for me, I'm well within my soul. I saw the light, I took his hand, we flew on high to the promised land. My soul lives on in a better place, with all his glory, with all his grace. Don't cry for me, my pain is gone forever.
I feel like these days paying attention to our kids is essential. We have so much factors introduced into our life where we need to pay more attention and be keen on what's happening around us.
When I'm driving with kids, before we even go anywhere, there are rules.
After speaking like 2 times and there's nobody listening, I pull over the car. I can't look back. I have to pay attention to the road. My eyes need to be on the road at all times. Because as much as I want them to stop, looking away is putting their life in danger and mine and everybody else on the road. So I have to keep my eyes on the road. There could be another mom coming the opposite way doing the same thing. None of us paying attention to the road. Sometimes the accidents that takes away that person's life is not their fault. It's somebody else's fault. So we have to be safe for everybody.
"35-year-old Frank Smith, a resident of Pelican Street in Belize City, is at the Belize Central Prison tonight after he was charged for the attempted murder in March of 2019 of 38-year-old Lawrence Simpson. Late this evening, Smith, who had been hospitalized after he was shot by a private citizen, was taken to court where he was arraigned before Senior Magistrate Tricia Pitts Anderson on the offenses of attempted murder, use of deadly means of harm, and dangerous harm for Simpson's shooting. He was additionally arraigned on the charge of aggravated assault for a separate incident in December of last year for allegedly pulling a weapon on Dennis Hislop. Because these are indictable offenses allegedly committed with a firearm, no plea was taken, and he was remanded into custody until July 24th of 2019. Last week, we told you about the 4 men police charged for being members of 2 separate rival gangs who operate in the Lake Independence area. Well, all 4 men have pleaded guilty, and now they must pay hefty fines for it. They are 26-year-old Akeem Augustine and 21-year-old Ulid Allen, who police accuse of being members of the Peace in the Village gang, and 25-year-old Kevin Cacho and 23-year-old Jeffrey Buller, who were accused of being members of the Bacaland Crips gang. The cops say that before they brought criminal charges against all 4, they conducted investigations and kept them under surveillance. Last week, when they were initially arraigned, they all pleaded not guilty to the offense. On Tuesday, they were given partial disclosure, which detailed the evidence that police had against them, and when their case was called up today before Senior Magistrate Ford, they changed their plea to guilty. So, since they admitted to the crime, Senior Magistrate sentenced them to pay fines of $3,500 each. They all have until November 25th of 2019 to pay, and if either of them defaults, well, that person will serve 3 years in jail. Cato and Butler was represented by attorney Ronel Gonzalez. Of important note is that these 2 criminal gangs have an intense rivalry, even though they have to coexist within a few hundred feet of each other. That rivalry between the 2 have led to many shootings and murders in that part of the city. He's accused of fatally stabbing a Wesley Junior College student and was out on bail for that murder, but tonight 28-year-old Clement Ball Jr. is back behind bars, accused of being the other man on a motorcycle during the Pelican Street shooting of Jamal Palacio. Ball was arraigned today in the Belize City Magistrate's Court on a single charge of abetment to murder. Police say he aided Tariq Smith in the shooting of Jamal Palacio and Justin Stewart on Sunday on Pelican Street Extension. Because it's a gun offense, Ball was denied bail and remanded to the Belize Central Prison. Ball is still facing trial for the 2014 murder of Wesley Junior College student Chrislyn Gladden. For the past 3 years, Belize's music ambassador Shine Barrow has been hosting Belize Music Week, which is usually filled with events to recognize the diligence of local artists who continue to practice their craft. This year, however, the music ambassador sought to improve on Belize Music Week this year by designating the entirety of May as Belize Music Month. The 5 weeks of activities has led up to the highlight called Music Month Festival. It's 3 consecutive days of concerts where all the biggest local artists are given an opportunity to perform for Belizean music lovers. It started last night at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex, and right now the second night of concerts is about to begin on the Belican stage. Tonight, it's all about Belizean broke-down music, and tomorrow night, the Jamaican dancehall superstar Popcaan will perform as the headline event on the Digi stage. He arrived in the country this afternoon, and our news team met him at the airport. The man who brought him music ambassador shine told us that he's happy with the diversity of artists performing, which gives fans a taste of all different genres of music in Belize.
A Jamaican superstar, Popcaan, as one of our headliners. We have Pen Cayetano headlining tonight at the Marion Jones Stadium with other headliners like Super G, Sam Harris, Brother David, Lloyd Augustine, Titiman Flores. We have a plethora of the superstars of Garifuna and Creole music. And then tomorrow we have Popcaan live along with superstars such as T.Y., Papa John, Casanova, Miss Honeydee, Britney Starr, Stig, Dando, all kind of artists, World Fuego. I don't want to miss nobody. Unlimited. I don't want nobody quarrel with me. But the Music Month Festival is the biggest music festival, 3-day festival in the country, and I'm so excited that we have grown, and I'm excited to be hosting our guest, who is a true family to Belize. He signed an artist by the name of T.Y., who was just in Jamaica in December and performed at the Unruly Fest. And so we really appreciate this type of relationship and friendship that is not just come to Belize and perform and then we never see you again. And we've been fortunate to develop some strong relationships with the people that visit, such as Machel Montano and Popcaan.
Yeah, me know the Unruly Boss this, alongside Joe Island, you see me? What? Yeah. So we ain't giving up now. Belly's got to be ready. Popcaan live tonight, I hope you hear me. Crazy business tomorrow, man. Watch you know. All I Unruly them in our bellies, so you know the thing go already. Roll out from time. Big up Shine, is it? Unruly.
The second night of concerts is already underway. Earlier this week, Business Computer Systems in Ladyville hosted a seminar at the Radisson to market what they say are cutting-edge products and services that can enhance the IT capabilities for many businesses. Representatives from BEL, BTL, the CITO were present, and here is more from the session.
Business Computer Systems actually was established in 1990, and we started representing the Hewlett-Packard brand from 1998. We have Hewlett-Packard Enterprise here today to do an event on hybrid IT and also on Aruba, switches and access points, and to show you how to do the network. And we're hoping that this will help the Belizean economy by having better networks, better communications. Everybody uses IT these days, right? Everybody uses the IT. And so what we're hoping to get from it is to share the information of the new products, the new innovations that are out on the market, right? So that our Belizean companies can also access them.
It was a one-day event, and if you want to find out more about Business Computer Solutions, you can call them at 224-2013. 18-year-old Kevin Jones, a student of Gwen Lizarraga Evening School, is at the Belize Central Prison tonight after he was charged with repeatedly engaging in sexual intercourse with a female minor under the age of consent. The complainant, who is now 15 years and 3 months old, went to the police, that is, with her mother and reported that on 8 separate occasions, dating to as far back as when she was only 13 years, she and Jones engaged in intercourse. She then outlined each of those encounters, the last of which allegedly happened this month. Police investigated her report and they charged Jones with 8 counts of unlawful sexual intercourse. He was arraigned today before Chief Magistrate Sharon Fraser, who informed him that she will not take a plea from him since these are indictable offenses that will be tried at the Supreme Court. He was remanded until the next adjourned date of his case. There was also an unconfirmed assertion from a family member of the accused to court reporters that the minor and her mother may be considering dropping the case against Jones. And with that, we end our newscast for tonight. Thanks for watching. With your news, I'm Mira Craig. Remember that you can see a streaming video of this newscast at 7newsbelize.com or to see Diginet, the ultimate internet experience. Do have a great night and an enjoyable weekend, and make sure to join me back here on Tuesday. We leave you tonight with highlights of the Festival of the Arts, which started today.
Sang me a straight to the work and me done and me plan plus me mind for me money plus me education. Have me finish high school and me happy so happy aim to the sky, happy reach to the best of me pass all subject of me pass all best yo best choice. Get in a school, stay in a school and get your education. All when they get a youth listen to me song, me not drop out of school for being a bad man, just a pick up a Bible and be a Christian. Start the gang bang, this is my new song, cause we talk about this in a Belize City.
All aboard! Stay me right! Stay
do critical thinking, which is something that some of our children are lacking. It helps the children with the skills of language arts, such as speaking. It also develops listening, reading, viewing, and writing. I watch children starting with very low self-esteem. After practicing it, improves, and they also learn the importance of working as a team.
Ride on, King Jesus, no man cannot hinder me. Ride on, King Jesus, ride on. No man cannot hinder me. No man cannot hinder me. No man.